Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marcy. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail, always showing up, showing your girl some love. We are going to get into a new release fragrance. I initially wanted to make this a single review, but then I left off two fragrances or a couple of fragrances that I had included in a haul video that I did that I will probably post after this one, okay? So be looking out for that one. And y'all, let's get into this single double fragrance review, or whatever you want to call it, fragrance review / mini haul. I thank you all for joining this YouTube family. You know, several people have come over from Instagram and I appreciate you all. Please make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, turn on those notification bells, you know, all those good things. And you know, y'all, let's enjoy fragrances and reviews and smelling good all the time. So without further ado, we are going to get into the very first fragrance that we are going to be discussing, and that is a hot commodity today, and this is called AMOUAGE Guidance. So I've worn this fragrance for about 3 days now. Well, wore it full body for 3 days, and then I tested it for one. Actually tested it for two, because the initial day that I got it, I just tested it on my skin, and I did a first impressions over on Instagram. So make sure you, if you're on Instagram, make sure you go watch the first impressions as well, because it's rather hilarious, and you know, you just get a true impression as to what I smelled when I initially unboxed the fragrance. And it was an unboxing, y'all. All right, so you all, this fragrance is very beautiful. It's pretty. My first impressions, it was very similar to another fragrance. And that fragrance was, when I initially sprayed it, it gave me a little bit of possibilities. Now, the only two notes that are similar in here that are in possibilities is Akigala wood, and then they both have, well, they both have Akigala wood, and they both have ambergris. So in this fragrance, you also have pear as the top note, which gives you, it's considered a ambery fruity floral, and it's by the renowned perfumer, Quentin Biche, okay, that we all love, the maker of Delina, okay, and several other fragrances that we love today. So Quentin Biche, he did an amazing job on this fragrance, okay. Initially, I wasn't too impressed, but as I wore this and the sillage and all of that, and the compliments that I got from this fragrance, and I was smelling myself all day long for at least like the first 6 hours, which gave a really pretty good performance and sillage. But anyway, let's get into the notes. So there's pear, there's saffron in here that I absolutely love. There's hazelnut that I get in here a very little. There's Akigala wood, there's rose in here, there's ambergris in here. And did I mention that there was saffron in here? Yes, I did. Also in here, you have some jasmine, sandalwood, and you have Petalia, I think, which everybody knows that Ex Nihilo uses in their fragrances as well. But in here, it's beautiful, y'all. Let's go ahead and smell it. I'm gonna smell it. So when I did wear this fragrance, it's still giving me, as I smell it from the nozzle, it is still giving me possibilities. They have freesia in possibilities. There's pink pepper. There's black currant in possibilities. There's rose in possibilities. And like I said, there's ambergris, Akigala wood in possibilities. But when you smell it from the nozzle, it actually gives you the scent of possibilities, you know? When I initially spray it, I get possibilities, but this fragrance transitions beautifully. When I initially sprayed it, I got a fresh, bright, ethereal, just very effervescent, fruity floral fragrance, and it was a little warm, spicy as well. And then maybe like 2-3 minutes into the fragrance, I got like a woody rose, like a tart woody rose. Also, this has olibanum, and that's what I'm meant to tell you. Olibanum, if you didn't know, is frankincense. Olibanum oil, olibanum is frankincense. Frankincense or olibanum gives off a almost a earthy, resinous, green woody scent. a very fresh, aromatic, green, woody scent. And I think that is what, because there's olibanum in the top as well. So that pear and maybe that olibanum and that saffron is giving me that, and the akigala wood and ambergris is giving that possibility scent. I don't know what it is, but it's giving me the freshness, the etherealness, the effervescentness of possibilities. Possibilities has it all the way through. This one has it in the opening. There's a beautiful rose in here. It's really not, the rose kind of like, it's not a forefront, like a forerunner. The rose kind of like hides a little bit in the background. You do get a really, like a fresh pink baby rose is in like the beautiful rose that's in Delina as well. You get a powderiness, you get a creaminess from the vanilla and the hazelnut in the mid. And then it dries down to almost like a slightly creamy, powdery, woody rose, which still gives you that fresh, fruity, the fresh, fruity florals as well. It's a beautiful fragrance. I was standing in the hallway and there were 3 doctors that were walking through. I was standing like at the end of the corridor, and one of the doctors were like, "Oh, what's the smell?" And then the other 2 ladies, one was a man and one was a lady. And the man, shall I say, he was about 6'2", okay? So he said, "What is that smell?" So he's like sniffing in the air, and the ladies were like, "Yeah, what is that smell? It smells good." And the guy's like, "No, it smells really good." And I didn't want to say anything initially, y'all, but they kept saying, "What is that smell?" as they were waiting for the doors to open. I actually followed them out because I was leaving as well. And they were like, I said, "That's me. I have on a perfume." He said, no, that can't be you because it's in the air. He said, "It's all over." So he's sniffing, you know, like this in the air. And then the ladies are like, "Oh yeah, that smells really good." I said, "You know what? I have on a new perfume and it's called Guidance by the House of Amouage." They looked at me like, "What are you even talking about? Like, who's Guidance and who's Amouage?" Okay. I said, "It's called Guidance by Amouage, but I appreciate you." I said, "I do fragrance reviews and sometimes I wear perfume to work just to test everybody." And they were looking at me like, number 1, you shouldn't be wearing fragrances to work. And number 2, like, you sound weird. So anyway, so I just continue to tell them what I do. And then they just looked at me and they were like, oh, the 2 ladies, of course, were like, "Oh, it smells good." The guy's looking at me like, "This is not you. That smell is not you." But I literally smelled it when the doors opened, because they were automatic doors. It was like a whoosh and you smelled it down the hall. Of course, I got a couple compliments from some older co-workers, but you know, one gave me a hug and she was like, "Oh, you smell really good." But they're so used to me smelling good. I hear it from them all the time. And then one of my old managers, she was like, "I knew that was you down here. I smelled you." So anyway, this fragrance does have amazing projection, great performance. I sprayed it. Now, I did spray this fragrance at least 15 times, y'all. So that might have been a bit excessive. So next time I'll probably do just 10. So that's probably why I was smelling up the entire hallway, smelling like Guidance, okay? I was guiding them, okay, to their destination. But anyway, it's a really beautiful, it's a really pretty fragrance. It's beautiful, okay? It's not sexy to me. It's not date night sexy. Possibilities is date night sexy. It's hot girl sexy, okay? This is a fragrance, like I said on Instagram, and the review that I've already done, the fragrance haul, that you want to wear to see like your mother-in-law. It's pretty, it's beautiful. It's very fresh. It's very likable. This is probably the most lovable or likable Amouage fragrances that they have made today. So, yeah, you want to wear this to see your in-laws. This could be a wedding day fragrance. This would be the perfect wedding day fragrance. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do one on Instagram. Do a wedding day reel on Instagram, because this right here, y'all, perfect for a bride, okay? Perfect to go meet your new in-laws. Perfect, you know, just for a church fragrance. You know, it's not super sexy. It's very gentle. It's a gentle fragrance and not as in performance. It's gentle on the nose, you know, personality wise, it seems like maybe Kate would wear this, or I was going to say Princess Diana, but no, not Princess Diana. You know, it's a really beautiful fragrance that I absolutely love, and I am glad that I have it in my collection. Now, if you sample this in a smaller sample, you might not get the gist of what this fragrance smells like. So maybe try to buy a 10 ml or an 8 ml or even a 5 ml so you can wear it full body, because I think if you spray this on hand, it will not or dab it on hand, it won't give you as much as if you were to wear it full body. Because when I did spray it on hand a couple times, and it was my first impressions, as opposed to wearing it, it really overtook my senses when I wore it. So this is beautiful, y'all. I'm gonna stop talking about it. Guidance. And yes, I would definitely repurchase this again if I ran out. Everything about this fragrance is beautiful. It's pretty. It's completely worth it. Do not blind buy it. Some people said they didn't like it. It was too spicy. I get the warm spiciness, which is probably the vanilla mixed with the frankincense, mixed with all the freshness. It smells like there's pink pepper in here. You really get the jasmine in here. It's not a heady jasmine. It's a beautiful, creamy, very forward, creamy jasmine, but it's beautiful, mixed with all the fruitiness and the florals of this fragrance, y'all. Not to mention the bottle's gorgeous as well, y'all. Anyway, I could have this in like a 200 ml. It's beautiful. Anyway, AMOUAGE Guidance. Get your nose on it. I'm tired of talking about it. If you didn't like Possibilities, then you might not like this, because you kind of get a little bit of that nuance from Possibilities, definitely in the opening, y'all. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's gorgeous, okay? Get your nose on it. So the next one we have is, y'all know, I'm going to link my review down below of EBK Paris fragrance. I did a review on all of the fragrances. I think there were like 6 or 7 fragrances, so I'll link that review down below. I ordered, the initial one that I ordered was Ruby and Vanilla Intense. Now, I really liked it, but it was so strong and so heady, and a couple times that I did spray it, and I only sprayed it about maybe 3 or 4 times, I developed a headache. I think the bergamot just overtook my senses, and it was a little too screeching or striking for me. But I did get the sample kit, so I sampled all of the fragrances. There were so many of the other ones that I liked. I loved Ruby and Vanilla Oud. I love Deep in Desire Yacht. I love the marine one. That one was really good as well. So I could not get this fragrance out of my head. And I really wanted Deep in Desire Yacht, but I have One Umbrella for Two by the House of Floraiku. I'm going to do a comparison with these two, you guys, today. So One Umbrella for Two, I love it. It's sexy. There's tea in here. There's rice in here. There's cedar. There's musk in here. There's blueberries in here. I've had this for several years. This reminds me of a warm blueberry muffin with a side of it smells like mate in here as well, with a side of I think it's mate tea, which is like a mixture of brown rice and tea as well. But it's giving you that brown rice, that tea note in here. So this fragrance is sensual. It's sexy. It's silky. It smelled like no other up until now. But I love it. And then it has of course, the haiku poems on the back. And on here it says, I guess I won't go ahead and read it. But anyway, it has the haiku poems on the back, which I thought was super, it was very intimate, and, but this fragrance, I have a 10 ml of this fragrance. It's stunning. I love One Umbrella for Two. It's, I heard this maybe like 4 years ago from the Eva Monroe. And that's why I picked this fragrance up. And yes, I fell in love with it. And I still love the Eva Monroe. She doesn't talk about fragrances as much, but she does talk about them every now and then. So anyway, I said, you know what? I really, really love Deep in Desire Yacht. And I love a good gourmand. You guys know that I'm just like a gourmand queen, a gourmand head. So I decided to get Deep in Desire Yacht. So yes, they are different enough for you to have both, because the Deep in Desire Yacht, it says that there's grapes in here, not blueberries, but hey, they're very similar. You get your hazelnut, you get some cacao in here or dark chocolate in here. You also get in here bergamot, some grapefruit, and some cedar. You get pink pepper in here as well. So this fragrance for me, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, it's delicious, y'all, it's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. This is my scent of the day, but I'm gonna go ahead and spray it again. And this is Deep in Desire Yacht by EBK. And you definitely get that hazelnut, those are the gourmand factors in here. And it's sweet, you know, you get the cacao or chocolate. And let's go ahead and spray Floricu. I can't talk today, you know. So, you know, like, oof, yes. They're delicious. Deep in Desire Yacht is definitely sweeter because of the hazelnut. You know, it's giving me more of a sweet, rich, like a hazelnut spread, you know. And it's giving me like syrupy blueberries. It's not giving me grapes or black grapes, okay? That is what it's giving. It's fresh, it's airy. You definitely get the pink pepper. The bergamot in here is very tamed. It's not like the ruby and vanilla intense. You get grapefruit, a slight citrusy, but I thought it was coming from the bergamot. So I don't really get a striking grapefruit note in this fragrance. It's beautiful. It's airy. It's like an airy gourmand, but thick and rich as well, y'all. It's gorgeous. So it still reminds me of a blueberry muffin with a little cacao drizzle, a little cacao hazelnut drizzle, you know? But it's a gorgeous fragrance, and I love this one. I think in my reviews, I did state that if I were to do it all over again, I would buy it, or this one would be next on my list. Sadly, I did get rid of my Ruby and Vanilla Intense, y'all. It's intense, okay? But it's good, you know, but it was too much for me, okay? So, Floricu, one umbrella for two. You don't get bergamot. You don't get the citruses in here. You get a really sensual blueberry. You get that tea. I love a good tea fragrance. It's gorgeous. You know, the tea, I don't know if you have the Velheim perfumeries. They have a tea fragrance. I can't think of the name. But you definitely get that tea. You get the brown rice in here. It's different. They're similar and different at the same time. And they're both beautiful enough for you to have. You know? You get the woodiness. You get a really rich cedar in here. So it's definitely giving you a warm, rich blueberry muffin with an amazing tea note, you know? I get more of a gourmand in here, not really a tea scent, you know? If it is in here, it's super light. But definitely like maybe a lighter blueberry white tea or something. This is a very rich, cured, decadent, maybe luxurious tea, you know? With the blueberry and the cedar, slight muskiness. It's not too musky. But y'all, Floricu is a love. They're both a love. I love them absolutely both. Okay, so anyway, enough of that. I have a smaller one. And I may do a giveaway over on Instagram, you guys, because I don't need it, okay? And I'm not sure if my daughter would like this because it might be a little too heavy for her. So anyway, a couple other ones that we can discuss really quick. So I decided to buy, you know, I don't really buy fragrances from Zara. I did about 3 years ago in the beginning of my journey. I bought my grandson some fragrances from Zara, and then I bought some fragrances from Zara, but I just did it for the review, like apple juice, and it was like some other gourmand and some lemon one. So anyway, I gave those away right after the review. They were just not for me. I just did it to, you know, up the channel, y'all, okay? So anyway, I do have the Zara Jo Malone's line that I absolutely love. It's travel inspired. Shanghai is my favorite one. And then there is Tokyo something. They're all similar to other fragrances as well. I'm not gonna call them dupes, but they're very similar. Some of them are very similar to other fragrances, but I love the line and I'm keeping it, y'all. I contemplated getting rid of them, but I was like, no, I'm gonna keep it because I think it's Amazingly Shanghai. It's so good. The cardamom, the orange, y'all, those fragrances are amazing. Get your nose on the Zara Jo Malone collaboration, the travel inspired edition. Anyway, I was really interested in the Red Temptation, the Summer. There's a flanker, the Summer, the EDP. And then I just ended up buying the other one, the Red Temptation, because I've never smelled it before. Anyway, I'm glad that I have them in my collection. Will I keep them? I don't know, because I kind of want to give them to my sister. I think she loved these as well, or maybe I'll just get her some. So anyway, they're $29.99. You cannot beat the price. The performance is about 4 hours on skin. I did not spray them on my clothes. So 4 hours on skin, most likely it'll give you 6 hours on clothes, especially if you spray a little heavier. Yeah, so we all know that Red Temptation, the EDP, everybody knows it smells like Baccarat Rouge, Greenwich Village, Baccarat Rouge 540, Greenwich Village, the EDP, not the extrait, okay? So everyone knows that it smells like that. You get a little lychee in the opening. It's very fresh, aromatic, you know, very fruity, almost a little cotton candy sweetness going on here. Excuse me, you guys. So in Red Temptation, the Summer, which is the flanker, still an EDP or Perfume. Actually, yeah, still EDPs or Perfumes. It says Eau de Parfum, okay? So this one, initially when I sprayed it, you guys, I got Ex Nihilo Flor Narcotique. I was like, oh, this is creamy. This smells like creamy orange blossom. It smells like lychee. It smells like peach. It smells like rose. It smells like peony. Y'all, initially, when you spray this, you're going to get a lighter Flor Narcotique. Now, once it dries down, that creaminess kind of dissipates a little bit, but it still smells like Ex Nihilo's, a little bit of that, you know, slight Baccarat Rouge, that fruitiness, but it still gives you a lightly dusted Flor Narcotique by Ex Nihilo, y'all. So anyway, actually, I love them both. This one's a little heady and a little, you can't spray too much of this. Baccarat Rouge, the original EDP Red Temptation. Actually, this one's pretty strong on skin for 4 hours. This one is slightly lighter, more airy. Both are good. This one's good for the spring, the original, because it's a little stronger for the summer as well, just lightly sprayed. This one's going to be amazing for the spring and summer, y'all. Well, both spring, summer. So get your nose on these fragrances. I'm glad that I do have them in my collection for, you know, just out of the shower, maybe bedtime sprays. But yeah, I would definitely probably reach for the summer more because it's not as heady as the original or as strong as the original. But like I said, I love Flor Narcotique. I compared them side by side. And I love Zara's Red Temptation Summer. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to be doing a review on Instagram. Happy International Women's Day, y'all. It is March the 1st. Hopefully I can post this today. Happy International Women's Day. I'm going to be doing a review on some women-inspired fragrances by the house of Coquillette, I think it's pronounced. Coquillette. And this is Vera. This was sent to me, so this is PR. And there's 2 other ones that are PR as well. And this is 5 Senses. And actually, my go ahead and grab the other 3. 5 Senses is a new fragrance line coming out. This one's Catching Feelings, and this one's Twin Flame, and I love them both, you guys. These are really good. I want to get the other senses as well. But very convenient, travel size, throw in your purse, all of that. I love them both. I'll do a review on Instagram first. All right, y'all, go out to the world. Have an amazing day. Spread amazing sillage. Do good, be good, all of that. And happy Women's International Day. And love you all. Bye-bye. Mwah.